to your favorite program, Books and Nooks of Hope. This is your favorite program where we discuss books, and nothing but books. Today in studio, we have very, very special guests. We have our sister Elizabeth Koech, who has come to us all the way from Eldoret. You know, Eldoret is where we have all those runners, the champions who run and run and run. They come from Eldoret, and today we have our sister Elizabeth Koech, who has come from all the way Eldoret to us, the studio, to help us understand the books that we have today. Elizabeth, can you say hello to us?
Hello, viewer.
Thank you so much. Another one who is with us today is none other than Mary Kigundu, who is a veteran literature evangelist with many years of experience, a lady who is highly blessed and favored of God. Mary, can you say hello to the viewer?
Hello.
Thank you so much. And I am your host, Pastor Philip Guy, leading us through this program. And today, we have a very, very special book for you. We'll be discussing a book called the Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power. I love that when it comes to food, you know, something just tickles me. Mary, can you tell us something about your favorite food, what you like best, what your family loves best in terms of food?
Coming from where I come from, our staple food is basically githeri. And in this part of the country, I think you call it nyoyo.
Nyoyo.
And we like that. You'll find that every day on our tables. And then now we've learned new styles of doing it. Other than doing the mix of cabbage and potato and carrots in it, we try and cook our vegetables on the side so that we don't overcook them. Okay. So githeri would be my favorite meal. Oh,
thank you so much. What about you, Koech? Should it be the milk that makes the runners run and run and run and keep running?
Of course, milk must be there for a Nandi girl. But yeah, we love milk, we love mursik, we also love ugali, and the vegetables.
So what is it that you put in that mursik? Sometimes I see some black kind of stuff on it. It comes with a different kind of taste.
Yeah. I can say maybe the activated charcoal, we call it sutek.
You call it sutek?
Yeah.
What role does it play in that milk?
It's it absorbs any bacteria infections in the milk. Yeah. That's the major reason we put that.
So that means when you take your food, it's not just food, it also comes with some healing powers into it. So Mary, why did you bring to us this book today, Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power?
Because once someone or a family has the book Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power, Pastor, and I feel like I should, I should show how beautiful it looks.
Yes, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's in 3 volumes, volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3. And once you have this Encyclopedia of Foods in your family, it's actually bringing a doctor right within the home. As in, you don't need to struggle with our ailments that we are suffering from at home. So you can actually just refer to your books if you feel unwell and see how you can start taking care of yourself through food. So the encyclopedia is basically compacted to help us prevent disease and also heal us from within our homes.
Elizabeth, what can you say about that?
In volume 1, we have the science of food. Volume 2 is the healing power of food. And volume 3 is the healthy kitchen. Now, when you start looking in the books now, that's when I'll tell you more.
Tell me about volume 1. You talk about the science of food. What's the science of food all about, Sister Mary?
I was hoping you'll ask Elizabeth that one.
Yeah. I think
because
I should answer that.
The issue is deep, Pastor. And sometimes you want those.
That's her food.
The science, instead of looking at the food from outside, for example, these nuts. Don't look at this nut from outside. That's not science. Go inside these nuts. When you're inside, now enjoy the benefits, see the benefits, so that you're not eating it from just there looking at it. You're you're inside it, looking at the energy, the mineral, the protein that is inside. That's now the science. We want to discuss
embraced inside the nuts,
yes.
there are more benefits, more components that we can get out of these foods.
And that's science of the food.
Maybe just to add that the science of food is also the content in which we get from food. There is protein, there is the carbohydrates, there is the vitamins, there is the oils.
And so that is the science of food.
That's the science that the author, George Paplona, has tried to put together so that then we can understand why food and its nutritional value.
Okay. Now, Sister Elizabeth had earlier talked about the nuts.
Yes.
Let me get a little deeper into the science of the nuts in the food. What are the nutritional values that we get out of this, and how can they be of benefit to us?
First of all, we have different types of nuts. The almond.
Almonds? Pastor, have you ever seen almonds?
I like them. I enjoy almonds.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have the cashew nuts.
We have some cashew
We
nuts.
have
Cashew nuts, that's one of my favorites.
All right.
Yeah. We also have other different types of nuts, like the walnuts.
Walnuts, yes.
Yeah, those are good nuts that we need daily in our bodies because it has proteins. Apart from the proteins that everyone knows that it has, there are also minerals inside it.
So it has proteins and it also has minerals.
Energy, fats that we need day by day in our bodies. Sometimes someone can be experiencing some numbness.
Yes.
Or menstrual pains in the floor on a monthly basis, or muscle pull.
I do get some of those muscle pulls and numbness on my legs.
Pole, we have the solution here.
The solution is right here
after
close
the
to
show. I'm selling you the books.
Yes, tell me more about that.
Now, these are some issues in your bodies that you'll not run to the doctor immediately like, I have this. The solutions are right here. When you take in the science now of the food and see the benefit that you're going to get from these minerals, from these nuts, then this will solve your problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to perhaps also add that when you look at the almond, it looks dry.
Yes.
But this almond can give you nutritional values by also making milk. You can actually if you don't take the lactose or the cow milk and the other stuff, you can actually make milk from almond. So that's one of the nutritional values. I've actually seen
almond meat on some supermarkets,
yes,
some stores.
Yes, you can do that. And that helps in terms of just replacing from the other cow milk that sometimes brings effects in our bodies, and then you can now go to the plant-based milk. So that's one of the other benefits. The other benefit, you can just carry this along. You don't need to cook it. You just carry it along with you. Eat 3 per day.
Just
gives you energy, and you're good to go.
Did you say 3 nuts per day?
Yes, you don't need to
little.
take too much.
I need a handful. Tell me, what's the difference between the nuts and the legumes? Are they the same family? Do they bring the same benefits to the body, or are they a little different? I don't know. Nuts, then legumes.
Not really, because nuts are of a different family.
They are different families.
Yeah. Legumes and cereals belong to one family. So the nuts, do you want me to explain now the legumes or the nuts?
The legumes. We've spent some time on the nuts, maybe a little more on the legumes.
On the legumes, we have different types of legumes, like the beans. And to explain more on these beans, I'll give you like most of the people will say, I don't like beans because of the gas.
Yeah, most men actually say that it brings a lot of gas in their stomachs.
We have a solution in this book, how to cook these beans without gas. Yeah. So first of all, we need to soak them.
Okay.
Yeah. When you soak them, and then always changing the water before you cook them.
So you soak your beans, legumes in water, and before you cook, you throw that water out. Are you not going to throw some minerals?
No,
with
not
that
at all. Unlike the vitamins, the vegetables, from the legumes, you're not going to lose anything.
You don't lose.
Yeah. You just lose the gas.
Okay.
Maybe just to also mention, part of the family of the legumes, we have things like green grams.
Green grams?
We have lentils. We have the red and the yellow beans as part of the legumes. You will have all the plant-based beans, like we can do kunde, the white and the red kunde, that is readily available within our continent.
I grew up eating that a lot in my childhood.
Yes, and in the Encyclopedia of Food, that's where you find that you can actually sprout legumes. And sprouting legumes.
So is that sprout legumes?
This is sprouted green grams. You can sprout them. So meaning you can actually change the form of green gram. Other than have it as a grain, you can have it as a vegetable. So legumes are easily turned into sprouts. And when you sprout, she can give us perhaps Elizabeth can explain to us the formula of sprouting legumes.
Yeah. This one, as in the book, you have to soak.
Okay.
You soak for 12 hours with water. And then you
just
draw...
cold water or warm water?
Yeah, cold water.
Okay.
As you're soaking your beans or your other legumes. And then you draw out the water, leave them dry, but cover them because of the hygiene. After 12 hours, you pour some water, like you're rinsing it again. And then you pour the water, leave them dry. After 12 hours, that you must repeat that. This is like 3 days old.
3 days?
Yeah. Yes. And you can see it has sprouts.
You have to soak it for 3 days.
Not only 3 days.
You soak it overnight and then you rinse it every day so that they sprout.
After every 12 hours, you rinse. So that after you see, this one you still continue doing that as you start eating them. Now you eat them, this is ready to eat.
This is ready for cooking.
Yeah. So just to say that there's an Encyclopedia
Not
of
for
Foods.
Cooking. Eating.
You can eat them raw.
Yeah, raw.
You can eat them raw.
You're kidding. How do you eat that thing raw?
Are you ready for cooking?
I thought you were going to cut some onions and some tomatoes and fry it, you know.
What you can do for them to be maybe palatable for everyone, you can make some sauce or some salads. Some salads are good. Make some salads and then prepare them. Take your chapati, take this inside that chapati, roll it.
So I wrap it.
Yeah, wrap it and then
that sounds yummy. That's yummy. So I munch my chapati with my sprouted legumes right inside there.
Yeah.
And all that is found in this book, Encyclopedia of Foods.
Yes.
Wow. What else is in that book? That is the science of foods?
This is science of food. Yeah.
It explains the drawbacks and the benefits of each food. You know, sometimes we suffer and we don't know what's affecting us.
Yes.
And so George has tried to put concepts in place that we need to differentiate our foods. Like now, combinations of fruits and vegetables. How much should you take them? What duration of space should you give your foods?
What cannot be taken
at
alongside
the same time and all that. So you find it's a book that explains a lot on food. And food, as much as is our best friend, it's our nutritional value, is what keeps us alive. What you eat can also mess you up very much. And George is actually saying that medicinal food can be medicine to you.
It can be medicine, and if you don't do it right, it can also mess you at the same time.
It can also mess you at the same time. So he has given the benefits and the drawbacks of what you're using on a daily basis.
Oh, this is awesome. This is plenty of information. Today, dear viewer, we are looking at the Encyclopedia of Foods and their healing power. And on studio, we have two wonderful ladies, Elizabeth Koech and Mary Kigundu. They're just bringing us to speed on this special book in 3 volumes by Dr. George Pamplona, just to help us understand how we can benefit from the foods that we eat and how these foods can turn out to be, you know, healing foods that can help rejuvenate our bodies and give us that life and vibrancy that we need. So we're going for a short break and we'll be right back in a short while. So don't go away. Just keep it Books and Nooks of Hope. Welcome back to the program Books and Nooks of Hope. And today we have very special guests in studio, our sister Elizabeth Koech and our sister Mary Kigundu, and they're helping us bring us to speed on this very special 3-volume book entitled The Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power. Just before we went to the short break, we were discussing about the science of foods, and we learned that there is a lot that we can benefit from the legumes, from the nuts, and from the sprouts, and all these foods that have been given to us by God to help us in our day-to-day life. And now we want to go to the healing power of foods. How these foods, again, come to be foods that have healing power. Mary, you can help us on that.
In the book Encyclopedia of Foods, George Pamplona has put in like 300 foods.
Did you say 300 foods?
300 foods that people can eat to heal them to their specific diseases. And the book has actually outlined indexes of disease, indexes of how you can treat through fruit and vegetable, and it can explain to you. It's a very self-taught book.
Okay.
As in, you don't need to have done a PhD to read this book.
I don't need to have gone to the School of Medicine.
No, to do this book. It actually takes you through indexes. You'll allow me to just show you, for example, in this page, how it says. You see, it has indexes of foods, names in other languages. So you can actually use this book depending on whichever language you come from. If you are an African, you can read it. If you come from Europe, you can read it.
Will I be able to get some writings in Swahili?
You can be able to get it in English and perhaps Spanish for now, but in Swahili not yet. So we have that as a basis, and so the foods and the diseases are all outlined through our indexes, and they are all on healing power.
Now, you talked about over 300 diseases. Would there be diseases for the eyes that are outlined there, and how those foods now heal the diseases that connect with the eye?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, Sister Elizabeth.
I can do that. For the eyes, we have several here in Book 2 of Encyclopedia, Volume 2 of Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power. On the eyes, there are several like the carrots. Like we have the carrots, we have the spinach. That's why in the science of food we were to look on the benefit going inside the carrot. When you go inside the carrot, you solved the eye problem.
So earlier on you had mentioned that in this book we have over 300 diseases that are taken care of and how they can be healed through various nutrients. Let's talk about the eye. What does Pamplona tell us about the diseases that affect the eye, and how can the foods that we eat help us heal these eye diseases?
In the book Encyclopedia Volume 2, we have now the diseases and how to cure them using the natural foods.
Yes.
For example, the carrot and eye. The carrot and eye, carrots can be eaten in various ways.
Yes.
Whether cooked, grated for a salad, or juice, when we extract juice from it.
Absolutely.
When we take in this book, the carrots and the eye, you see in Volume 2 that the raw carrots are very good for children's teeth.
So it's not just the eye, it also helps even the teeth.
That's the goodness of the natural foods. Not only specifies its benefits to one area, but more in our bodies. And then the grated carrots. The grated carrots can be good for all our well-being. And then the cooked carrots. When carrots are cooked, they'll still maintain the beta-carotene in it. That's the benefit we have from the carrots.
So what's the advantage of this beta-carotene? How does it help in the healing of the eyes?
It maintains. This is now the healing of the eye. When the beta carotene is the process is the healing itself. That's the nutrient we get to heal your eye. So
the beta carotene is the nutrient that helps in the healing of the eye.
Of the eye.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we've always assumed that if you cook food, you actually kill the nutrients. But in this case, the carrot cooked gives you more beta carotene.
Thank you
and
so
that
much.
beta carotene helps heal the eye condition.
Now tell me about the stomach. Earlier on we had talked about stomach issues, men struggling with beans because it affects their stomach. There are people who, find some strange diseases in their stomachs.
Yeah.
Would there be some particular foods that would be helpful to aid these stomach ailments?
Yeah.
What does Pamplona say in that book concerning the stomach?
I think one of the main problems with human is the stomach because of the way we have been trained to eat. One, we don't eat correctly. We eat a lot of food. We don't portion it.
Are you saying we eat more than our
Than
body
we
really
should.
needs?
Pastor, your stomach is just like this, as like my fist. It's just a small stomach, but we have learned to put in a lot of food. I think we have plenty here in Africa.
The
So we
problem
eat
is the
quite
way you cook it so nice, it's
Yeah.
so palatable, and when I start eating, I don't want to stop.
So you find in the stomach issues, the foods that are good for the stomach, and the diseases that you get mostly in the stomach is the gastric juices.
Yes.
We have a lot of gastric juices, and sometimes you feel the heartburn, you feel there's a lot of reaction in the stomach. And Pamplona has said that if you learn through this book, one of the foods or some of the foods that are very palatable for the stomach is the cabbage, is the pineapple, is the potato.
Cabbage.
And, yes.
And what?
Cabbage, pineapple, and the potato.
Potato.
Yes. Just to say that peppers, the sweet peppers are also very good for the stomach. He has said that sweet peppers stimulate the production of juices and it reduces the gastric inflammation. So many other times we eat our peppers thinking it's just beautiful, it's ho-ho, it's what, but really those peppers have a
It's
function.
more than just food.
It's more than food. They're actually medicinal.
Okay.
So properly prepared, and that's the purpose of this book, that it actually gives you how you need to prepare them so that they can help you in terms of healing.
Koech, what can you add on top of that?
What I can add on this, the program that we've given for our meals. In the morning, eat like a king. And eating like a king doesn't mean that you eat this big. Just balance your diet.
I believe a king eats that big.
No, this king balances. When you eat a lot of ugali, let me say ugali because
That's
we
my
come here.
favorite.
No, this ugali, you will eat more and more and more ugali when you've not balanced your diet.
Yeah.
Because your body desires something that is not getting. Now, when you balance your diet, you will eat like this and you're satisfied.
Tell me about getting the most out of your food. I know Pamplona also talks about getting the most. Mary?
Yes.
What light would you shed on that?
He has explained quite a lot in page 389.
Page 389.
That for you to have proper use of foods, one, you must choose them wisely.
You choose your food wisely.
Wisely, according to the Healthful Foods Pyramid. And I have a pyramid that has been put out here. And you can see the bottom, we have the fruits and legumes. We have vegetables and fruits and grains, and then vegetables and legumes. And then up there we have the other nuts and milk and other things that you need to eat. And so for you to be able to properly use your food, you need to combine them correctly. You need to well distribute them according to the pyramid.
Help me get this clear.
Yes.
When the base of the pyramid is big or large, does it mean I have to take more of that? And what is at the apex of the pyramid being narrower, I get a little bit of that.
You got it right.
So what's really at the base? That's
fruits and vegetables.
That's what
and
I
grains.
need to eat.
Yes.
Fruits, vegetables
and grains.
And tell me what's on top of the apex that I need to reduce on.
Solid fats, sugars, and sweets.
Solid fats?
Sugars and sweets.
I don't do solid fats.
You're lucky.
Sweets,
Some of us crave for them sweets.
This is very good. So that helps us to get the most out of our foods.
Combined food correctly, and then they must be prepared and cooked appropriately.
What's that? Cooked appropriately. Koech, what would you say about that?
Not overcooking.
We don't overcook them.
Yeah. Most of the foods we need actually to eat them raw. Eating raw means you're eating live. They are still live. Like this, they contain an enzyme that is a digestive enzyme. These foods is being digested here in the plate. In that when I eat them, digestion system, I'm helping my digestive system.
You know, you're making me to start salivating here. I can't wait to finish this show and then go and grab some of this and eat.
I would say it cooked correctly, pasta is the process of preparing it and making it look palatable.
Yeah.
That takes us to book 3, where we deal with the kitchen.
That's where I want to go to.
Yes.
Healthy kitchen. Tell me about this healthy kitchen.
Healthy kitchen is where you learn how to do your food beautifully. As in, your food has to have a proper presentation. How you have your starch, your protein, your vegetables, your fruits.
So someone can have a well-prepared meal.
Yes.
But if it is not presented well on the table, then it's not appealing to the person who eats it.
Yes, and it starts from the setting of your table.
So are you saying Pamplona goes into the details of that?
Yes. He actually tells you how you need to set your table, what type of cutlery you need to use, the type of presentation, how you need to lay your mats, your forks and knives.
So if I have my
your glasses,
my ugali, my sukuma wiki, my beans, there's a place where I need to place them on the table.
On the table, and even how you arrange it on the plate, and the color is key.
How does that help in the digestion process?
Pleasure and enjoyment.
And even appetite. You know, when it is well organized, well set, when you come, you see, wow, the table is well set. The appetite comes. Oh.
I must check that out at lunchtime, whether my table has been well set. Now that's about a healthy kitchen. And also recipes. About making the table to look attractive. And you're saying that makes a difference.
It makes a big difference. You get to learn to enjoy your food. And then, of course, the book teaches you how to go into those recipes. We have appetizers, we have main courses, we have desserts.
Tell me about some of these recipes. What kind of recipes are there in this book, Healthy Foods and Their Healing Power?
For example, appetizers. He has talked about soups. You can do pumpkin soup, for example. Just how to prepare pumpkin soup.
So when I get this book, I'll have a recipe of preparing pumpkin soup.
And other soups, tomato soup, you know, potato soup, all that.
Okay. That looks like an awesome book. What other recipes are there? Do you have a recipe for fish, for roast chicken?
He has discussed about fish and chicken, and he has indicated that because of the diseases that sometimes come from white meat and red meat, it is advisable to reduce them. So you will find in the recipes, they have talked more on the vegetarian kind of recipes that you can use to replace meats and fish.
Pastor, what are you looking for in meat?
Proteins, energy, just to feel nice. I just want to eat and enjoy my food.
That all the sweetness and the nice things you're looking for in the meat can be found in the nuts. And more so, there are two things you'll not find in the meat. Those are the antioxidants and the phytochemicals. They are not in the foods. They are not in your meat. What you'll get from your meat is your cholesterol, and that's a negative effect in our body.
Okay.
So take the natural, healthy foods, the vegetation, and you live a long, healthy life.
All I want you to assure me, Mary, is that even if I take these ones, they'll be as nice and palatable, like any other food.
There will be. There will be.
These nuts are sweet. They're very sweet.
What makes them sweeter than the meat, the chicken?
Preparation.
The way they're prepared.
Yes, preparation and being able to put that into detail. Today we even have meats that look like meat pasta. If really you must eat meat, there is a way we can prepare meatballs.
I've eaten some nice meatballs
from grains. From grain. And it comes out just like meat, really.
So the most important thing we are seeing here today is that in this Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power, our food can actually be of blessing to us and enable us to get vibrant health.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. What's also one last word on this book?
My last word on this book would be like, just learn to be your own doctor.
Learn to be your own doctor.
You reduce your bills and you'll feel healthier.
Koech, what would you say?
When you set your plate in front of you, ask yourself, are you taking this place as a pharmacy in your body, or you're taking this to ruin or to
destroy
your health.
So my plate can actually be the pharmacy that helps me regain my health.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, wonderful ladies. Dear viewer, you've been watching this beautiful program, Books and Nooks of Hope. And today we've had these two wonderful ladies, Elizabeth Koech and Mary Kigundu, bring us to speed on this very special 3-volume book by Dr. George Pamplona, the Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Power. We've actually learned a lot about the grains, the nuts, legumes, vegetables, fruits, and how these foods can be of, remedy, can be of help to our body to give us the vibrancy, the health that you need. And so please just get yourself a copy of this book. If you need a copy, you can get in touch with any of them with the numbers that are running on the screen, and you'll be able to benefit from the gems, the vital truths, the important messages that we can get out of this book. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Books and Nooks of Hope. Thank you and be blessed.